Good morning. Welcome everyone to Sunday morning coffee and episode something or other. As always, I'm fully prepared with a heap of interesting things to talk about. Absolutely. How are you all doing? A nice amount of people here this morning. God, don't know where to start. I've got some cool things to show. Got my coffee doing its thing over there. Guinea pigs here. Guinea pigs there. Guinea pigs everywhere. It's been a pretty big week. That's why I'm pretty knackered, to be honest. If you got my newsletter on Friday, you'll see that it starts with I get to go home once I've done my newsletter. So people going, hey yo, just to know about the new releases. I'm out. I'm out of here. It's about 7 or something on Friday. It's like I'm done. I'm done for the week. Hey, morning, Andrew. Good to have you from America and everyone else. Hello. It is nice and sunny. I've been doing lots of plant rearranging, so I'm sure I'll sneak that into the conversation. So the biggest news, big news, we released loads of stuff on Friday. I actually snuck them on the website on Thursday, most of it. So if anyone got there earlier, which I don't know at the moment, something going on. I've got loads of releases to talk about. Woo! It's currently a postal strike, in case you were wondering where stuff was. So how early is it over the pond? It's only 10. But I've started getting back into my bad habits of just kind of lying until about 10 to 10. Going, I can't do anything until the show's done, clearly. I can just look at TikToks, which I may have been doing. So yeah, I've got there's a whole bunch of new releases, which are ace, which I will talk you through. What was I doing? It is a very sneezy brain today. So yeah, there's loads of new releases. I'm sure I was about to say something mega cool. Just pretend it was really, really cool. Oh yeah, what time is it over in over? Oh yeah, you see 5 a.m. Excellent. That's good dedication. I need to put on a decent show now rather than ramble. Sort of pressure. I was running around going, gotta get their coffee. So where to start? New releases, maybe. New releases good. So yes, on Friday, with lots of things. They're all things that I've shown you by now, which is why I shouldn't show you early, because the excitement's possibly gone. Because you're like, oh yeah, those, are they out now? Rather than, oh, we've not seen these before. So let's have a little look. I do hope to have one day the knowledge of the basic streaming software so I could just bring it up. I could chuck my green screen on, bring it up and actually show you. But this is the quality that you come for anyway. Squiddo Games, new in store. Look at that. So it's a lot. Frankenstein, yes, finally Frankenstein. And the bairn. I don't know how widespread that regional dialect is, so please let me know in the comments if you know what a bairn is. Should we start at the top of the page, I guess? On the bad Squiddo. So first up in the new thingamy, we have scenic bases. Ooh. So they are by Stavros, who we've not used before. He's Newy. So these bases are ace, and you should check them out. I've got a bunch. I've been taking some scale pictures with them all as well, so you can see what a lady and bunny would look like on them. So they don't have to be just a display base. They can be like built into terrain, especially this one, I think, because where you can build it into terrain as a good spot for your character to stand. What's going on there? And of course, I've done a cool deal if you buy all 3 of them, but you can get them individually. Amy has painted them and done a lovely job, and I've got put some nice little comparisons up there so you can see. There's a really good Squiddo on the dock one. So, got bases. What else have we got? Frankenstein and the bairn. There he is. So that's part of this, and the fairies, which I'm going to get to, were part of Bear's Head Miniatures, which is Phil Hines. But I think I mentioned before, he's not doing that anymore, but he's still sculpting. It's just the business. It's a bit like with Ristol, the business side of it kind of all consumes for sculptors and takes away the actual joy and time for doing the sculpting. So, oh, nice! Just forgot the squid on the dock as a free gift. Last order. Very blessed you were there. So yeah, Frankenstein in the bin fits all your horror. I do like his pose. He's like, I'm so proud. Thank you for participating in the poll on Baggy's Cave. It was very fun. After all our previous discussions on what to call the creation of Frankenstein. These also are from Bear's Head. Been remolded and re-display painted, just so it's all a bit fresh. So everything's now remolded, cast by us. We got the fairy squirrels. They're so cute. So they're on 25mm bases for reference. I've got them right here. I don't know why I'm just showing you them, but show them on the shop, and then subliminally you're like, need to go to that shop on that website with its lovely purple and blues. Carol says, Squiddo on the dock of the bay. Yes, waiting for payday. Forest Friends is the other one. So again, wee. Got the boar and the fox, so you can use them as your sort of characters for it, and then maybe get some more squirrels as the troops. I also made some wicked bundles. I'm into bundles. I'm gonna make some more bundles. So that's a standard bundle. So that's all the fairies together. You save a few quid. And then if you want my existing fairies, you save a few more quid, because we already have the Fairy Swarms by Ross Whitehorn, and that's if you want a whole gang of fairies, then that's your up. So Fairytopia, of course, it's called. And it just gets cuter. So we've got Alpaca Family. Alpaca Family are out there. They're very cute. There's one doing a loaf. Sculpted by Snurg, who lurks in the comments somewhere. Ta-da. Oh yeah, I told you my secret plan last week of what I want him to do next. The giant buns. We still have the giant bun here at the house as well. I think I might be allergic to her though, because I've been very sneezy all week and drowsy. I don't know if it's to do with Bunny or I'm just dying, but it's one of them. And the long-awaited Guinea Pigs Pack 2, which has a lot of the guinea pigs I have as the fluffies. The fluffies and the weirdies, the cresteds, all the different pigs you want are in there. So that's a whole bunch of new stuff. I even snuck the colouring book out, but I didn't actually announce it. The colouring book is now available. I need to take some more pictures of it, but there's you just, it's got Sexy Sax Man in there. So the colouring book is actually on the website. Bum, bum. And of course, then the other latest are just all those new Archon releases. Marilyn, don't forget, from the last wave. I was up quite late one of the days, and I was making lots of plant structures. Don't worry, I will show you some. But it was kind of midnight, and I was sat with the radio on making my plant structures, and Candle in the Wind came on, and I ended up singing along. And I thought, this is my life now, I guess. But I absolutely love my Norma Jean miniatures, and they are a good buy. So go have a look, because I've been releasing a million things and I think they've all been sort of lost in the internet or whatever. So have a look on that new in-store bit and go all the way to page 2, because there's loads, all sorts. There's loads of Bad Squiddo and loads of the plastic goodies that we stock as well. So that was the big news for Friday. Just I was going to release a couple bits and then realised. I mean, I strategically planned that it was the Bank Holiday Friday release where people have money and be bored. So go check it out after the show. You can start your new tab though at the moment. What else? I guess that's what I mentioned earlier and trailed off. There is a postal strike on in the UK. It shouldn't really have that much impact, but if you're looking for stuff in a hurry, that's the only thing. So they are striking as in Friday the other day, and Wednesday, and there's a bank holiday on Monday. So next week, the post is going to be Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I think it's back as well. So just a little heads up, but I don't think it will really make that much difference, really. Say unless you're in a bit of a hurry, I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, just so you know. What else? I kind of want to go on strike. I definitely am today, although it is a Sunday. So yeah, so after the show last week, I went to Bosworth Battlefield, to see some excellent reenactments. And I met up with John Martin, who is one of my customers at one of the Baggies Cave dwellers. So I got to actually meet him properly outside of trade show, which was really nice, because he works there in the Heritage Centre. So that was really nice. I don't know if he ever watches these, but it was really nice to meet John. He's a top guy. And I got to see a reenactment of the Battle of Bosworth, which I have controversial opinions. I think it was better than Tewkesbury. For me personally, Tewkesbury is much grander. It's controversial because I was involved. I've worked for Tewkesbury Medieval Festival for many years. No, not recently because of Bad Squiddo. I can't take the time off to work somewhere else, basically. But I'm bonded to Tewkesbury. But I enjoyed, as a punter side, I enjoyed Bosworth better because it was smaller. So you could get closer to the reenactors. It's nearer. So some of the issues, maybe Tewkesbury's definitely worth going. By the way, you should all go to Tewkesbury. But yeah, it's because it's a lot bigger. The stuff's further away, and then there's a lot more people there. So you've kind of got to really elbow your way to get to see anything. And then it's kind of like there's a load of guys beating each other up over there. Whereas this was really close. It was loads of little skirmishes, and it was really well, I was say, annotated. It was really well annotated, commentated. That's the one. Sharky said, "What did you used to work at Tewkesbury?" I've had 3 roles at Tewkesbury since 2018. No, not 18. 2008. It's a long time ago. So I haven't been for quite a while actually as well. But I originally was on the arts team, so a lot of the decoration around the place and around the beer tent. And then I actually enjoyed doing the bins more. So I was on the bins team, and then I eventually worked my way up to be the head of bins. But then I had to stop because of Bad Squiddo. So I was a bin lady basically, but I absolutely loved it. I love sorting the bins. You get to go around all the skip, wade through the treasure. Although I didn't have that much power to change a bunch of stuff because of their equipment and budget, so it was a bit of an awkward recycling system. So it was largely getting loads of bags at the end of it. Yeah, we actually had to go through all of the bin bags and sort the recycling, which I really hope was actually recycled. You give it to the place and then they'll just put it in landfill. They'll be like, oh no. But yeah, that's like organising volunteers and people to do various shifts and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, head of bins. It is on my CV. I did it for many years. It was good. I did a few other bin events based on that job as well. There you go. That is me. Love being a bin lady. It was ace. Actually, when I think about throwing it all in and quitting wargames, I think I might be a bin lady. Get up early, done by midday, get to sort all the bins. That's the life. I'm not even joking. That's what I want to do. I announced today I'm quitting to become a full-time binnery, which is a good point to do mug of the day. Forever in debt. Hey, my brother Michael is here. Hello. Welcome to my show. Take a seat. I don't think she's here, but if she wants to watch back later, congratulations to Hope, my niece, who's got some very good GCSEs. It's like one of those call-out shows. So congratulate Hope on her GCSEs. You can do that in the comments as well. She did very well. Excellent. Yeah. Carol said, yes, I was head of recycling at the Battle of Tewkesbury. Exactly how old are you, madam? No. So yeah, I've done many a Tewkesbury medieval fest, but from the backside, from the backside. But it does mean that I've seen all of the squalor and debauchery around after closing time at medieval festivals, which makes me jealous when I'm not working now. But yeah, Boz was really good. Massively recommend it. It was really actually learned stuff rather than that again where you just like there's some people they're fighting, they're definitely fighting. So it was good for entertainment, and of course I'm always looking for little ideas. Bad Squiddo. So I've got some very good reference photos. I like everything I go to. I'm now like, Wars of the Roses figures. Oh, I want to do Wars of the Roses figures. But I have other figures to get out the way first. There's so much I want to do, and it's always difficult because it's always limited by your, all the business side of it. So how many of each you're going to sell, over what period of time, and all that sort of stuff. So many things. It's like, it'd be so great, but I'm not going to sell enough. But I do. I do make things that kind of are not rubbish. Make things that are rubbish. No, I make things that are ace actually. But some of the miniatures, you would be very surprised how low the sales are for some of them, and there's nothing wrong with them. Just every now and again there'll be one that I'm like, do you not want it? And then it might be code, like the code might be next to a really good seller, and I imagine them on the rack as they're all getting like stacked, and then there's the same one's been there. So nobody wants me, like in a bit of a Toy Story sort of manner. But I do that when it's ones where I think, I don't know if it's going to work, but I want to make it as a miniature, so I like interlay them in between ones that I know will probably do pretty well, especially if they're part of established ranges. But again, that's partly what Community Miniatures is going to be. It creeps closer of me actually doing something. I have been taking care of a lot of fires this week. I'm still on massive catch up from UK Game Expo. Really put me behind, but I knew that would happen, and various health gubbins. So I've had a bunch of physical health issues and mental health issues. So I've been just sort of putting out all the fires that Sick Annie left to burn. So it's been a very paperworky week this week. So it's not really anything to show, but it's been very productive, which is what you want. And yeah, there's so many cool stuff. I don't know what's going on with this bit of hair. It's just like it's detached. It wasn't detached. Go on, have friends. It's not having friends with the rest of the hair. There we go. I did also get spontaneously interviewed at the Battle of Bosworth as well, and the guy said that I did a really good job. So that's it. I'm a TV pro now. That's what I do. What else? Of course, I haven't got my notes. Of course, I was boiling the kettle at exactly 10 o'clock. We'll get there. So yeah, Bosworth was absolutely wicked. And even if the event's not on, but just go. They've got a exhibition centre there, which is really good. And you get to walk around the battlefield. I didn't get to do everything, but I've done the exhibition centre before, but I'm definitely going to go back and do it again because it was ace. And yeah, I'm all like minis inspired. Being that weirdo that anytime there's women on the battlefield, and obviously not even just the battlefield folk, all the not auxiliary supporting roles. So I did used to be very focused on the direct battle, and it's almost that not misogyny. that those roles are the most important. They're the glory roles, aren't they? But you need all the other stuff to actually make that work. So, for example, I started World War II. It's like, oh, women with guns, bayonets, and stuff. But then I started getting more of an appreciation, not more of, but more than I previously had, sort of appreciation for those other jobs that aren't as glory but are also very important. That's the phrase, I think. I want to show you my stick. I made this last night. Look at that. Check that out. I painted. I had fun putting all the little dots on. Woo. It is a support for plants. There you go. Look, it's like a little alien thing. I've bought a bunch of. It's got out of hand again. I bought a bunch of bamboo, jutes, these little balls. Oh no, I've put it over there. So they're little unpainted like craft ball bead things and some plant support. So I whittled it. I need to cover up that bit actually. Whittled it. Glued the ball on. That's Annie's Crafts. Welcome to Crafts with Annie. I've been making some other cool bits as well. I put one on Twitter, but I haven't been massively showing them around because I've been doing it for me, and then people go, "You should sell them." Like, no, I'm just showing off because I like it. But yeah, it's been really fun doing something that's a bit of a de-stressor, as I have been very stressed. My overall stress, you'll be pleased to know, has been down the last couple of weeks. As it was at peak, if you remember, I was on the brink, but that's gone down a bit, partially as I've been sorting out the fires. But what normally happens is I'll get nearly all the fires sorted, and then I'll get ill again. And the cycle repeats. Maybe this time, maybe this time it'll be all right. I got into a bit of a downer Friday over war games basically, but I'm glad I kind of got myself out of that downer. I don't go too much into it, but there was an advert floating around from another company that was floating around Twitter, and it was a highly misogynistic advert in a war games magazine, and I'm so like desensitized to the general misogyny now. So weirdly, that didn't bother me as much as the fact it was published in a magazine. I was like, come on, I'm trying to get. It was basically like punchline, wife bad. Like, I'm trying to get new people into this hobby, and I work so hard trying to convince people, that have kind of come from Warhammer, like, no, it's not weird in the historical minis land, and alternative games. It's really nice. Everyone's supportive. Might not be as diverse as it could be yet, but it's one small step at a time. All that. And then you just imagine someone like, you know what, maybe I will give it a go. And then they open a magazine that's like, oh, by the way, women, you're not welcome here. You're like, oh, cool, maybe I won't. And I had to kind of explain to a few people why it was, because it looked like I was maybe making more of a big deal about it. So then I had to, I hurt my hands, type in a long rant, basically, just about how it can be a bit of a, it can be really shit. I was trying to not say shit show. sorry, apologies, children watching. I will do penance. But it can be really, really crap sometimes for women in the hobby. And I've talked about this before, and everyone's got their own experiences. So some women will have had none of the issues, some will have had all of them, some in between. So it's never speaking on behalf of all women and all that. But there is just a lot of crap. But it's always, well, largely lots of little bits. So something that you might see and go, it's just a bad joke or something. It's just another thing. So it's that whole like buckaroo. So I think I described myself as buckaroo recently. So because I had to sort of go back and go, look, it's that emotional energy thing. I had to go back and be like, look, this is the story. This is why it's rubbish. And then that kind of just reminded me because I forget, and I said, "I forget because I don't get as much rubbish now because I'm famous." But it is, I'm not seen as that random girl gamer that's appeared or whatever. It's Annie from Bad Squiddo. So, it is being treated differently and nowhere near as bad as it was. But whilst not so much in the gaming sphere have issues, I've got my own set of issues um, inside the industry that I'm constantly fighting, which is another reason for my knackeredness. And I think I said before, when people go name and shame, call them out. There's like sometimes actually, you really got to pick your battles because it would be so easy for me to basically destroy everything that I've built by being some crazy shouty lady. And even if I'm not shouting, it's that woman angry by thing becomes, hysterical and all this. And then I'd lose any kind of influence that I've got. And I feel sometimes like I'm a bit of a cop out with that. Like I could go harder on some things. I could mention who was doing, but it's just not going to help. And there's a level where I need to get Bad Squiddo I'm already starting a million miles behind all the rest by being a woman and doing women miniatures. Because even though some of the stuff we have obviously sells very well, I've been doing it as a full-time job for a while. It's still nothing compared to if I just did bloke miniatures. So I'm already got all these steps back. And if I start like crusading, basically, it's not going to help. But I do believe that I've made a lot of difference over the last 7 years. But it very much has to be one step at a time, because I think you go too hard, people go and they get very defensive, and then so even though it's not what you want to do, I'd love to go in hard and tell some people what I really think, and I do sometimes. I can get pretty harsh, but you just have to pick the battles, and do it sneakily. Maybe. You know what I mean? Not sneakily, but yeah, if I just go guns blazing and go, that's sexist, that's sexist, that's sexist, I do become that meme of the Karen, yeah, as Jasper said there, of just like, oh, it's her that's always raging at stuff. Um, so I do have to pick it up for my own brain. So just going back into it on Friday and going, just talking about how it is crap, just kind of put me in a downer because it is crap. Like, no, it's not. Because then I'll go somewhere, so like the Lardy Day, and go, oh, it's wicked. So I think I mostly get annoyed when it's people, kind of undoing my hard work. So I've been trying to make it look all lovely and inclusive, and you've just come along and like made it not. But it does, on the other hand, aside from me going, oh, I'll just give up, it gives me the impetus to kind of keep going because it is making a difference. And then the more we will gather our forces. Um, and you get all those like, look at these coming into the hobby out of the blue and trying to ruin everything. Like, we have been here a very long time. So there. So yeah, I kind of forget, and it's one of the reasons which I need to actually. It's one of the reasons I don't discuss women in wargaming very much because I end up just getting angry when people go, "What's it been like for you?" And then it might put me in a downer. Whereas if I just go, I could spend the day arguing some stuff online, or I could actually work on my miniatures and getting cool miniatures out there. So by me engaging, I feel like that's them winning because they've taken my time away and then reducing what I'm able to output. So to some extent, I do have to sort of, I'm just going to blinkers and do it. Just blinkers and do it. So that's why sometimes people go, "Why aren't you as outraged at this thing?" Like, I don't have there's no energy left for the outrage, and things are good. So I need to. It's like I can very easily get sucked down a pit when you'll sort of see a crappy comment or something. But then the amount of loveliness and people like Daniel there with his lovely comments. Again, people showing their minis and all this and going, "Oh, my kid's now into the hobby because of you," and all this sort of stuff. So it's good occasionally because it what's the word? Not inspires, kind of inspires me to keep going. It's that succeed out of spite thing. I got screwed over by another company a couple of weeks ago, which is partly why I'm in a bit of a fire sort out. I can't talk about it, but I have I may have been heard saying they will rue the day quite a few times. They will rue the day. Um, so yeah, doing all this sort of stuff. And yeah, if I spoke about anyone who every single time I'd had a crappy sexist thing from someone in the industry, I'd have zero influence and contacts and I'd be blacklisted from everywhere and no one would see the things. So yeah, I've just got to slowly and steadily, which I get is frustrating. Jasper has accidentally made a terrible comment. How are the plants doing? Well, we know that the office ones pretty much all died. It was not my fault. It was the frips. This was a while ago, so you've probably heard the tale. I just couldn't get rid of the frips in the office, and they are the worst pest. Um, they're the ones they're the ones where they can just live inside the stem and then you think they're gone and I've been battling them for ages and I was in a very low mood. This was a few months ago, I think now, and pretty much destroyed all of the plants. But there is good news. Unfortunately, the philodendron that you sent me, that was beautiful, that was vining across the ceiling, that died horrifically to the frips. But in Plant Massacre, I saved so far the ones that may be okay. I've saved 3 snake plants and the rabbit's foot fern that you sent me. So the rabbit's foot fern is still fighting on, and I've learned how to propagate them as well. So I might propagate some in the week, and then if I do end up seeing and frips on the master plant, some of the propagations might be okay. But it's so far seeming absolutely fine. But that's what frips do. So no more plants are allowed in the office till I'm 100% frips clear because I cannot anymore. So they're all spread around in their own little quarantine zone. Yes, that plant is being held up. Plants in the house are doing wicked. They're everywhere. I spent a lot of time yesterday with them. I had a really lovely day just pottering around. So I've been moving them around, getting them in their optimum place, helping them out, need a little help, and just making loads of those structures. I keep calling them my structures. I'll show you one when I'll get up shortly, and will I? Can't be bothered. I'll show you them. Maybe I'll show you them next week. So the plants have really been chilling me out. Some good puns. I'm just looking at now, going, look, so beautiful. So these ones are all doing ace. All my clones are doing well. I'll do some more clones. And yeah, they're all ace. But yeah, I'm not allowed any more plants on my own ruling. Because that's my luck now. I get a tiny plant in here and it'll have frips, and everyone will have frips, and I can't do it. But yeah, they're all flourishing and they're all going quite big, which is not a downer, it's ace, but I don't know where they're going to go once they get bigger. The avocados are unstoppable. I'll take a photo of the avocados and to show you, or I'll put it on Twitter or something, because the avocados are wild. I've started trying to bonsai them or like into little shapes and stuff now too. Plants bringing joy. I've got a series of primed balls that I painted last night as well. So they're gonna be more stakes, a bit like that other one. Make little like, so that was fun. So yeah, they're all doing well. I'm sure I had some other excitements. Plants, pigs. Pigs are all groovy, still being cute. I've still got those 2 extra pigs and the bunny. Still got some good fellas there. So they've all been getting pampered and having a nice time. What else? Some more bad Squiddo news. Sure, I had more news. I won't be going on for much longer, so if you're like, what is she talking about? I'll be gone soon. I'm going to see some bands today, pretty much as soon as this is done. There's a day of live music outdoors. Yay! So I get to go to that. Yay! Get to go outside, see some bands. Woo! One thing about this weekly cast, all topics covered. It sure is. See, we go through everything. And everything else on wargames gossip. Oh, there's so much gossip. I swear. all the things. I will eventually do my memoirs. when a few more people are dead. The things that Annie knew. Beans on Toast are the headliner, and Gaz Brookfield, and there's a bunch of small folk people that I have not seen before, that I can't think off the top of my head. One of them is She Draws the Gun, who I have been listening to, who I like, or She Drew the Gun. Have I any gaming planned? Oh, that's an interesting one to add, actually. So I got the gaming bug again after Lard Day. And then I've been in a group of people. We've been sorting through some of the hobby room from Mike Hobbs, who passed away last year. I think if you watch this, you'll have known. He was a really close friend of mine. Kind of got me into the hobby got me from a Warhammer person to an all-playing games person, and was very kind of influential on the road I've decided to go. So he was awesome. He did unfortunately pass away last year, and a bunch of us have been doing that awkward going through people's things to spread them out, get the stuff to nice homes, basically. So from the pile I have acquired, I haven't got them in hand yet, but I've got his old, I think it's 15 mil armies of undead and high elves, which we used to play a lot because we were playtesters for Sword and Spear, the fantasy version, and we played loads of Sword and Spear. So I thought, I'll take them, one for sentimental value, and also me saying I'll take any minis that I've beat Hobbs at in games. That's still not anywhere near his collection. But yeah, so I will be inheriting his tiny friends, basically. And weirdly, I thought, okay, I'll play some Sword and Spear. And I've just got a person just walking into my house, as it does. So, I haven't even told this person the story, so they can background listen. It'd be great. People, that's what happens in Nottingham. You leave your door unlocked, people can just come in, go out again. So yeah, it made me really want to play Sword and Spear again. And then I thought, I don't know anyone who plays that at all. And then I was talking to North Star in the week, and without my prompt, I didn't even mention it. They said, oh, we've all been playing Sword and Spear at the moment. Yeah. Though they're playing it in 28 mil. So I'm hoping to either get a game of Sword and Spear next week with a bunch of Oathmark figures, because they're playing it in bigger scale, or at least watch a game and try and remember how to play it. So that's a really cool coincidence. So it'd be nice to play with the North Starians. Yeah, Sword and Spear is published by Greatscape Games, so they have that on their website, and I think it's only like £15. But it's a blocky mass battle game, which is why it's good with smaller scale, because obviously you can Carol's small folk people. A small person with guitar sort of thing. Hordes of the Things. Ooh. So I'm hoping, yeah, we'll be getting some gaming done. If I wasn't pottering about so delightfully with the plants yesterday, I wanted to take some photos, so I might do that in the week. And take a bunch of photos of the new fairies and things in their environments and stuff like that, because I like doing that, and I haven't done it since I've moved all my terrain since Andy moved back. So, right, I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to finish this coffee that I've only sipped at, and I'm going to go enjoy my Sunday. So I hope you go enjoy it too. Please have a look at the new section, and even go to page 2 because there is so much new. I absolutely recommend all of it, but especially Guinea Pigs Pack 2. I think Guinea Pigs Pack 2 you need to go get. Makes sense, I think. Right, yeah, I'm going to go. Anyway, thank you all for coming along, and I will see you next. I believe I'm here next week. Yes. Bye. Thanks for watching.